So you've got 30 minutes to work on this worksheet, but I'm going to give you a few hints in this video to help you along the way. My first hint, make sure you read the introduction and you read the questions carefully. I'm not going to give you everything you need to do this. I'm going to give you a few hints. You are still going to need to read carefully to answer each of these questions. So pause the video until you have read the directions and you have read the question for number 1. All right, here's my hint for number 1. Make sure you mark your diagram. All right, it gives you information. Make sure you mark the 127. Make sure you mark the 67. Don't try to do this in your head. You need to mark on your diagram. Mark that angle B is congruent to angle D. Now, to find this, you have to remember what we did on Monday. We know something about the angles of a four-sided shape, of a quadrilateral. You know what they add up to be. So, you're going to make an equation and look up what is it supposed to equal when you add all the angles. Pause the video and work on that. When you're ready for number 2 and you need a hint, you can hit play again. All right, number 2. So again, you need to read the directions, read the question. If you haven't yet, pause the video, then listen to the hint. Again, my hint is mark your information. I give you some information here. You need to mark it on your diagram. You have some information here. You need to mark it on your diagram. One thing that was confusing students was this part. The angles at A are the same but flipped. So the angles at A up here are the same as they were previously, only flipped. So we know this part of angle A from the previous problem is 127. Using that, you can now find the interior angles and add them all up to what you know a four-sided shape should be. Pause the video, try that out. When you're ready for a hint on number 3, play the video again. All right, number 3. They want us to add up all the interior angles. Now, this is a hexagon, so you know what they should equal. They should equal 720. But we actually want to find that sum of the interior angles. So we need to add up this angle, this angle, this angle, and this angle. And these two big angles in the middle are also interior angles. You need to add them all up. Thankfully, they're really easy to find. You can actually figure out what the number is for this angle. All right? Look at the square and how it goes diagonally across the square. Think of what angle a square has. This is half of that. So you should be able to figure out what angle this is if it's cutting a square in half. Then you can use that logic to find all of these angles, including the ones on the inside, and add them up and see if they actually do make 720. Try number 3. When you've got number 3, come back for number 4 for a hint. All right, number 4, one of the trickiest ones. We're talking about exterior angles. Make sure you read this thoroughly so you can understand the problem before you get the hint. All right, it's the same shape as before. We're going to add up all the exterior angles. So again, if you know what this side is, or what this angle is, you should be able to figure out what this angle is because they make a straight line. So you should be able to figure out what these exterior angles are. All of these over here are all the same. So once you find one, you've got all of them. Now the weird thing about this is these weird angles on the inside, these are also exterior angles. So add those up, find the sum, and you'll see something kind of weird. It first seems they don't add to 360. But you should see that these angles here are somewhat different. All right, those turn a different direction. These all turn this direction. These turn this direction. This direction. These ones turn the opposite direction in many ways. So these angles are going to be negative on the inside. Then you should see that everything works out perfectly. Pause the video, work that out, and that should be pretty close to 30 minutes. Then we will be moving on. Good luck.